Greetings, everyone. My name is Tai Abrams, and I'm the founder and CEO of AdmissionSquad, an organization on a mission to guide talented students from underrepresented backgrounds into New York City's most competitive high schools. By God's grace, we've been able to place over 800 students into specialized high schools like Stuyvesant, Bronx Science, and Brooklyn Tech. We've also targeted the screened high schools like Bard, Townsend Harris, Millennium, and so many more. Every year, we curate a list of about 60 high schools out of a total of 550 high schools that are getting students on track for top college admissions. So we want to get as many of our students into one of those schools. I share that not to boast, but to remind every student and parent here today that with preparation, support, and faith, doors of opportunity can open that may have once felt out of reach. As we head into a new school year, I want to ground us in the scripture. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. That's Proverbs 16:3. This verse has been a guiding light in my own journey. From my early days growing up in Brooklyn to leading students into some of the best schools in the nation, I've seen firsthand how God honors diligence, faith, and perseverance. Today, I'm excited to share more about my journey and offer 5 key insights through questions I've been asked often that I believe can help you get on the path to high-level success in school, in your career, and of course, in your life. Let's go ahead and get started. I grew up in East Flatbush, Brooklyn, the daughter of a hardworking Caribbean mother who raised my sisters and me as a single mom after my parents split when I was just 3. While my mom pursued her career as a nurse administrator, my grandparents stepped in to help raise me, and together they instilled in me faith, discipline, and a deep sense of possibility. One scarlet thread from my childhood was the value of education. A parent in my community once tutored me in middle school, helping me leap 2 grade levels ahead in math. That investment opened the door to Bronx Science and later Duke University. Attending high-quality schools exposed me to a standard of education and excellence I had never known before. It showed me a world beyond my own neighborhood, one that challenged me to dream bigger and reach higher. Another thread was resilience. Growing up where resources were limited, I learned how to create opportunities where none seemed to exist. And perhaps the brightest thread of all was service. I watched my family and community show up for one another, and that legacy of giving back is at the heart of everything I do today as an educator and entrepreneur. The pursuit of higher education has been transformative for my career. Earning my master's in math education not only deepened my expertise in teaching and learning, but also positioned me for leadership roles, consulting opportunities, and greater credibility in my industry. Having an advanced degree signals both competence and commitment. It reassures schools, organizations, and families that I bring a high level of knowledge and professionalism to the work I do. To be honest, before I got my master's degree, I had already started my company and had already placed over 500 students into competitive high schools. But now I'm able to gain more opportunities to grants, and it has strengthened my resume and has opened up more doors of opportunity for me to continue to advance. Beyond the career doors it has opened, pursuing a master's sharpened my critical thinking, research, and communication skills, which are essential for tackling complex challenges in education. It also connected me to networks of scholars and practitioners who continue to influence and inspire my work. Looking ahead, I plan to complete my doctorate. For me, it's not just about the title. It's about positioning myself to influence policy, drive large-scale change, and scale the kinds of innovations that can transform education for underrepresented students. An advanced degree makes sense because it multiplies both impact and opportunity. It allows you to command higher respect in your field, access resources and partnerships more easily, and most importantly, it equips you with the tools to leave a lasting legacy. Aspiring to attend New York City's best public high schools is absolutely worthwhile. They are true game changers. The reality is that while about 60% of New York City public school students are Black and Latino, less than 10% of them attend the city's top specialized and screened schools. That gap represents both a challenge and opportunity. At AdmissionSquad, we work every day to close it because we believe our students deserve access to these schools and the doors they open. For those who don't get that opportunity, my advice is this: don't let the name of a school define your future. You can supplement your education through rigorous online courses, tutoring, mentorship, and academic enrichment programs. Seek out communities that push you to aim higher and surround yourself with peers and mentors who inspire excellence. At the end of the day, the right school can accelerate your growth, but your mindset, preparation, and support system are what sustain it. With intention and access to the right resources, every student can build a path to success. My mentors have evolved over time as I've continued to grow, accomplish my goals, and reach new heights. I try to intentionally seek out mentors across the core areas of my life. You got spirituality, health, relationships and family, career and money, and personal growth. My very first mentor was my mom. She modeled the importance of higher education by earning her master's degree in healthcare administration, as well as the values of home ownership, early and consistent investing, and a relentless work ethic. Those lessons laid the foundation for how I approach success. In spirituality, I've been guided by pastors and women of faith who've taught me to stay rooted in prayer, trust God's timing, and align my purpose with His will. In health, my mentors have shown me the value of discipline, balance, and caring for my body as an investment. In relationships and family, I've learned the importance of covenant marriage, nurturing strong family ties, and building generational stability. And in career and money, my mentors are breaking barriers in ownership and legacy building, modeling what it means to create wealth that lasts generation after generation. In personal growth, I've been influenced by leaders and thinkers who push me to constantly evolve, embracing lifelong learning and stepping into new levels of leadership and impact. One of the most powerful pieces of advice I've received is this: think generationally. Don't just build for yourself. Build for the children you may never meet. Combined with my faith, that wisdom shapes every decision I make about my businesses, my investments, and the legacy I'm committed to leaving. The debate around whether college is still worth it has grown louder with the rise of AI and the rising costs of higher education. But the data is clear. Studies consistently show that obtaining a bachelor's degree still offers the strongest return on investment when it comes to lifetime career income. What has changed is that students must now be much more intentional about what they study, pairing their degree with an in-demand marketable skill that employers value. That's why in my book, Who Am I? An A to Z Career Guide for Teens, I outline the degrees that yield the highest return on investment and give students a roadmap to choosing wisely. When possible, students should prioritize majors and industries that are resilient in the age of AI, such as healthcare and mental health. We're talking physicians, nurses, therapists, counselors, and technicians who provide empathetic, hands-on care. We also have education and human development. That's your teachers, professors, coaches, and mentors whose impact depends on human connection. Creative professions like writers, designers, filmmakers, marketers, and innovators whose originality cannot be automated. Skilled trades and craftsmanship. You got your electricians, plumbers, welders, carpenters, and mechanics whose work requires adaptability. Leadership and strategy is also quite resilient. These are your executives, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and negotiators who bring vision and judgment. And finally, you have your personal care and services. Your hairstylists, trainers, chefs, and event planners whose craft and personal touch matter deeply. I don't think AI will be doing my sister locks anytime soon. Alongside their degree, students should also gain hands-on skills. So think about trades and develop soft skills like leadership, communication, and creativity. These are areas where AI can support but not replace human excellence. As for graduate education, I strongly believe master's degrees and even doctorates are still valuable, but their worth depends on the field. In industries like healthcare, education, law, and leadership roles in business, advanced degrees are often a requirement for advancement. They can also expand credibility, open consulting doors, and strengthen professional networks. Still, because of the cost and time, students should carefully research programs and ensure the investment aligns with their career path. Here's the bottom line. A bachelor's degree remains one of the best tools for upward mobility, but in today's world, it must be pursued strategically. Focus on high ROI degrees as outlined in my Who Am I book, and pair them with marketable skills, and where appropriate, consider advanced degrees that truly move your career forward. At the end of the day, my journey from growing up in Brooklyn to becoming an educator, entrepreneur, and author is proof that with the right mindset, mentorship, and preparation, every student can rise above circumstances and create a future full of possibility. My mission is to make sure our youth know they deserve access to opportunity and have the tools to succeed in a world that is constantly changing. If you're ready to take the next step, I invite you to grab a copy of my book, Who Am I? An A to Z Career Guide for Teens, and let's keep building a generation that is educated, empowered, and unstoppable. Thank you.